Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the Final Fantasy FFX video. This video should have been made yesterday, so I'm a little late. So we're gonna get into it. Timar and S-Timar are nothing too special. Vision card obviously is not gonna be anything special. And he is an overdrive character. So he's not an SLB, he's an overdrive. He has the huge value of having light, lightning, water, and light elemental AoE amp, 150%. So high value there. 120 times mod boost, of course. Some chaining, ability mod chaining things, I guess, is fine. 89% defense spirit break. Weaker, but it's a imperil, not an amp. So at least that's decent. I like this 15 LB fill, and also the LB fill rate to 200%. I like that ability. That's gonna be very helpful. She does have some utility. I wish he had a little bit more, but he has a decent amount. He has a pretty decent amount. And he unlocks something. Oh, this decreased. That's what I was wondering how this even showed up. So he does have this decreased defense by 87% for AoE. And then an Imperil, that's decent. So yeah, pretty good. Leader skill, 1,250% for Guardians. And then he's a 24 hit chainer, 880 times. So if he uses his own S-Timar, his damage is not going to be nearly as good. But if you equip the Greatsword, Dark Vision Greatsword, I'm assuming that his damage is going to be a lot higher. You can say that for anyone that can equip a Greatsword, of course, but just because it's Tidus, we want to make him look good, right? So I think he is good. He has a lot of utility. Unlike the other Tiduses where they're just basically damage dealers, this guy actually can do other things. On top of a 30% water damage multiplier on his overdrive instead of a 300% buff, it's a 30% damage multiplier for water only. So very valuable there. Very valuable to give out the AoE 150% amps. He also has field. He has an 89% defense spirit break. I wish it was 90% at this point, but what can you do? And then there's this as well. This is pretty valuable. This LB fill, especially when you want to end fights quickly. That's going to be very valuable. Also, he has this unique thing where he has on just a regular ability. Yes, it costs 200 MP, which is quite a lot, but you can reduce your cooldown timer by 1 on just a normal ability. There's no like grandest or needing to use an SLB to do it. So you could take advantage of, I don't know if this stacks. I'd have to see if this stacks, because if you do it 3 times, that's 3 turns. You'll be able to access this 89% defense spirit break. I guess that's why it's not 90%. But yeah, so you could do that. You could get this 89% defense spirit break constantly over and over again. If this stacks, if this only works 1 time per turn, then it's not as useful, but it's still something. And it is 200 MP, so that is quite a lot. So you're gonna, if you want to build him more like less than a damage dealer, then obviously you're gonna need some MP reduction equipment, because eventually it's gonna catch up to you. In fact, a lot of his skills cost a lot of MP. Yeah, that's that's kind of like a negative, but a small negative. So overall, he's a very valuable character. I would say this is the best Tidus we've ever had, because the other ones have just been damage dealers and nothing else. Like, yeah, some of his units have been okay, but I think this one's a much higher value in terms of pulling. So I'm gonna go ahead and give him a 9 out of 10. I think that's that's like a huge score. That's a monster score. I like the overdrive buff. I like the 150% amps, and I like all the little things that I mentioned. So 9 out of 10 for Tidus. We have Rikku here. Her Timar is decent. Chain modifier for normal chain and elemental chain. S-Timar is nothing too special, but it's there. Vision card's nothing special at all. And then I don't think you should even worry about going EX3, because this is not a very good category to get the EX3 EX ability for. Big negative, you can only equip fists. So that's a bit of a problem, but okay. 20% lightning and peril, pretty decent. Most of her stuff is unlockable. She just has 300% LB damage buff, but no stat buff. Here's the real reason why you want to pull her. The 70% light, lightning, and water amp field. So it's 3 elements instead of 2 like Rena does. I just pulled Rena a few days ago, of course, because I wanted those 2 fields that she has, the light and earth. But now Rikku has 3 elements. Okay. So pretty good, pretty valuable there already. And then a lot of the things that she has are unlockables. Has a lot of support, like cure all stats ailments, recover 50% HP, some elemental resistances. And then basically, this is basically like the New Vision base Rikku, her regular LB, but it's slightly worse because it's not an LB, but it's still quite good. And then instead of the HP barrier, it's an auto revive, which is also good in its own way. The leader skill is nothing special. Battlefield Maidens, you're probably never going to use that. And then she's a chainer. So I feel like this is probably the best Rikku we've had besides the 4-star from like a million years ago. She has a 8 times cap, by the way, which is good. But I feel like this is probably one of the better Rikkus that we've ever had. Not counting the Berserker one, because that only worked on global. On JP, she was never used. So yeah, I'd say she's pretty good. She's lacking damage because she does not have 150% amp. She only has 100%. So what elements does she have? Lightning. Okay, so she has water. Let's look at Tidus. He has water, so you could bring her to a water team with Tidus, and he can give her the 150% amp, so that her damage will not be terrible. So that's an option. So you kind of start thinking outside the box when it comes to these characters that don't have high amps anymore, because now we have 2 characters that can spread the 150% amp. So you have to start thinking a little bit differently, and I have to start thinking a little bit differently when it comes to reviewing some of these units, because now they are going to be a lot stronger, because if you bring this one character, this is kind of funny by the way, cure zombie to 1 ally, that's pretty funny. So the biggest drawback of her, of course, is that you have to unlock all of her stuff, and I didn't even notice it's a random use, by the way. So it makes sense. It's the mixture. It's like the mixing thing. So that's kind of like a negative, to be honest. Only a 5% chance to unlock all of them. That's kind of not so fun, but you're really bringing her for the field. That field is very valuable. Also, she has a 50% multiple weapon imperils, which is good. So I'm gonna go ahead and give her an 8.75 out of 10. A very valuable unit. I would like to pull both of them, but I don't know if I'm able to do that. I don't know how I'm gonna pull that off, guys. So if you're watching this and if you like commenting, make sure to comment down below some good lucks. I'm chanting the Spirit Bomb right now, so I'm gonna need as much luck as I possibly can from the chat. Alright, Yuna got a Neo Vision Plus upgrade. I don't know if she had this already. Oh yeah, she did. This is the one that just came to global, by the way. It was kind of weird how she got a Neo Vision Plus upgrade already. She's not even super old yet, but I guess it makes sense. She has a 200% evoke damage upgrade on a cooldown there for herself, so that's really huge. 50 times mod boost, whatever. I think she already had that. She has some evoke magic and evoke damage. And then they increased her modifier by 10 times, so now it's 100 times instead of 90 times. I don't think she's gonna do anything. In my opinion, I feel like she's not doing anything. Evokers are not anything special anymore. We don't need to really worry about bosses and mitigations all that much. like we used to have to. So I just don't really feel like that's that special to me. So I'm gonna give her like a 7, just because she might do something, but it's like why would you bring someone who might do something instead of just bringing someone who can do something, right? You have to kind of think of it that way. So it's a neat idea. If we ever need invokers, she's probably going to be the best one, but I'm just not sold. And then I just wanted to mention last spell, he finally got crowns. Not finally, but he's the first one to get crowns. He's the first Individual Bless unit, and I feel like he's okay. I feel like he's going to be okay. He still needs help, but he is water, so you can bring Tidus for him to get the 150%, but then he also needs a weapon in peril. Does Rikku give Katana in peril? She does. Oh my god. They did that on purpose. I just realized that they did that on purpose. So Tidus gives him 150% amp. Rikku gives him a 50% Katana in peril. They did that on purpose, guys. So this is definitely targeted. He gets a 360 times modifier, so it's 970 times in total. Yeah, they did that on purpose, guys. I mean, come on. He gets 500 flat attack from something. And yeah, that's his crowns, so very good crowns. 970 times in total. And he's 24 hits. Riku's 24 hits. They did this on purpose, guys. I mean, come on. And this is also 21st. They did this on purpose. This is definitely Dark Vision's combination for a water team. So if you pull a lot of last wells, you are for a big W, because both of the banning units lift him up to like higher levels. So I'm not going to give a score to this because it's just a crown upgrade, but it's definitely very valuable for if you pull both of the banning units. Obviously, I think that's targeted. So overall, pretty good. There was also some other upgrades for like newish units like Kyros and Ward and some other. I don't know why Final Fantasy VIII got targeted. With some upgrades, what they did, Laguna as well. They're okay, I guess, but they're newish units, so whatever. That's gonna be it for this video, guys. Thank you guys very much for watching. Appreciate you. I'm really behind. I want to do polls on global, but I'm really behind on videos. So make sure to stay to the channel if you want to watch some polls. I'm gonna be doing a double poll for the anniversary units. Remember I have 2 accounts, so I can do double polls. Alright, that's gonna be it. Thank you guys very much for watching. Appreciate you. See you in the video. Peace.